The heavens remembered the name of man who spoke to angels. 100 years had passed since the Angel of Vesper Ridge descended upon a dying earth. In that century, humanity rose again from the ashes. The cities were rebuilt among the ruins of old continents, and the oceans carried starships instead of fleets of war. They called it the Renewal Era. The story of Captain Elias Grant was no longer merely history, it had become scripture. There were temples raised in his name, half cathedral, half star observatory, where soldiers and scientists prayed side by side. The inscription carved above every altar read the same words he had once spoken. I saw them, and they told me to keep fighting. But not everyone prayed. Some searched. And among those seekers was Dr. Mira Solon, chief astrophysicist of the Dauntless Initiative, a deep space research fleet charged with finding the truth behind the angel. Her team had spent decades studying the Vesper Light, a residual field left behind on the ridge where the angel had first appeared. The energy signature was unlike any known phenomenon, not electromagnetic, not gravitational, not quantum. It was something beyond measurement, as if reality itself had bent to allow something divine through. And then, one day, the impossible happened again. A faint pulse of the same energy was detected. Not on Earth, not in Sol, but far beyond the edges of known space, in the Veil Expanse, a region of dark nebulae where light itself seemed to fade. Mira stood before the holographic display, watching the signal repeat. It pulsed not randomly, but rhythmically, almost like a heartbeat. Captain Grant spoke of angels, she murmured. Maybe they left a trail home. The Dauntless departed from the Terran core with a crew of 300 souls, scientists, explorers, believers, and skeptics alike. Its silver hull bore both the insignia of the United Human Colonies and a small etched engraving, the silhouette of an angel with outstretched wings. Their mission was clear: follow the signal, find the source, and understand what had saved humanity a century ago. The journey took years. They passed through the systems of the former Koreth Empire, now silent, their worlds abandoned, their cities turned to dust. The aliens who had once waged war upon humanity were gone, erased by something unseen. Whispers spread among the crew. Some said the angel had destroyed them. Others said they had fled from the same power humanity was now chasing. And yet, Mira pressed onward. As they neared the Veil Expanse, the stars grew dimmer, and even the ship's sensors began to fail. Space itself warped like a mirage. Communications dropped to static. Then came the voice. Faint at first, so faint it was almost like a memory. Children of Earth, why do you seek what was given? The ship fell silent. Every system blinked with interference, every instrument froze. The voice echoed not through speakers, but through the minds of everyone aboard. Mira whispered, trembling, identify yourself. You have named us angels. You have named us myths. You are neither wrong, nor right. A column of light began to appear in the distance, a shimmering vortex, not a star, but something far older. The same signature as the Vesper light pulsed from within. Crossing the threshold was like falling through a dream. The ship emerged into what could only be described as a cathedral of stars, vast, radiant structures of light that pulsed like living constellations. Every surface shimmered as if made of liquid gold. The crew floated weightless, and yet grounded, surrounded by something that felt alive. Figures moved within the light, tall, luminous beings, their forms shifting between human and abstract. They were not solid, not entirely physical, yet every motion carried grace and meaning. Mira's voice trembled. Are you the same who came to us on Earth? We are the same, and many. What you saw was a fragment, a reflection. The echo of belief crossing into form. She frowned. So you're not gods. We are what remains when faith becomes resonance. When will become creation. You made us, and we made you. Those words rippled through her like thunder. Made, you, she repeated. You mean humans created you? Every thought, every prayer, every desperate hope beneath a dying sky. The universe remembers emotion more deeply than matter. You reached for light, and it reached back. Myra's eyes filled with tears. For generations, humans had argued whether the angel was divine or technological, holy or alien. And now the truth stood before her, it was all of them, and neither. The angels were born of humanity's will to survive, crystallized into being by the universe itself. The beings moved closer. One of them, taller, brighter, almost familiar, spoke in a voice that resonated in Myra's bones. You carry his spirit. Elias Grant. She froze. You know his name. We remember all who have touched the light. He believed when no one else could. He became our bridge. Myra bowed her head. He saved us. You saved us. No, said the being. You saved yourselves. We were only the reflection of your strength. But know this, child of Earth, belief is not ownership. Power given can be power lost. The space around them darkened. Stars flickered out one by one, until only the light of the beings remained. There are others beyond this galaxy. Minds vast and ancient, untouched by emotion, unshaped by hope. They have seen the spark of humanity, and they fear it. Myra's heart pounded. Fear us? They fear what you might awaken in them. For a long time, no one spoke. Then, the being extended what looked like a hand made of starlight and touched Myra's chest, just above her heart. Carry this truth back to your people. Tell them that divinity is not given from above, it is born from within. Every act of courage, every sacrifice, every dream is a prayer the cosmos answers in kind. And with that touch, she saw it all, visions of human ships sailing across the galaxies, spreading light into darkness, not as conquerors, but as bearers of will. She saw civilizations rising and falling, all bound by the same invisible force, the yearning to endure. When the Dauntless emerged from the veil, the crew found themselves light years away from where they had entered. The signal was gone, but something new lingered, each of them carried a faint glow under their skin, and every system on the ship hummed with newfound power. They had been changed. Back on Earth, Myra stood once again on the soil of Vesper Ridge, now a living memorial covered in white stone and green grass. She placed her hand upon the monument where Captain Elias Grant's armor was entombed. We found them, she whispered. Or maybe, we found ourselves. When she looked up, she saw the sunrise breaking through the clouds, and for an instant, just an instant, she thought she saw a wing of light stretch across the dawn. Centuries later, when humanity spread beyond the Milky Way, their ships carried names like Seraphim, Grace, and Vesper Dawn. Every new world bore the same insignia, a winged figure holding a burning star. The legend of the angel had become more than a story, it was a declaration. That even when the void is endless, and the stars grow cold, humanity would not fade quietly. For they had learned the oldest truth of all. Faith is not what we see in heaven, it's what heaven sees in us. And somewhere, in the vast, quiet expanse beyond galaxies, a voice of light whispered into the cosmos. Well done, children of Earth. Keep fighting.